Times, the newspaper. So, hi everyone, I'm Jeff. I am from TT2KB, usually the technically savvy side of things. Not tonight, or most of the nights when we run things, like ever. We do things around here, play games, video games, tabletop games. We have art around the channel, we have music around the channel, we have 3D printing, we have all kinds of stuff. And I am in most of those things. So tonight I am playing Nathan Sanchez, who is a kind of a young guy who's been going through college during the worst of the economic woes, and he was going into political science, trying to make a difference in his community, only to discover that it is a roadblock central everywhere. And so he dropped out and went to the streets, becoming part of the Occupy movement, and later getting disenfranchised even with that, moving his way into more gritty, action-oriented protest, we'll say. Before he determined, before discovering that there are vampires. And somehow he got swept up in that, and now he is dealing with that fact.
All right.
Vampers.
Sitting next to him on the overlay is our bearded friend Boffrin. Vancouver by Night, thank you for that follow. Boffrin, tell him a little about yourself and your character.
By night, y'all.
Thomas Weller.
I'm playing Thomas Weller, formerly raised in a cult, and got out of the life, and that's why he calls it a cult. Because think about it, when you're in the cult, it's going to be your religion at that stage, generally, right? So you don't get that distinction until after you're out. So basically, he's now coming to grips with oh my God, I was learning some truth. How much more was actually true? And I'm now having to come to grips with being God or a god.
Little one, just a little guy.
Oh God.
And sliding past me on the overlay, we have Levi, who is now here to play his character second.
Boom. There he is.
I'm just a supportive member of this new secret society that woke me up in a bathtub with a dead body over my head. And that's okay, because you know what? It's time to understand that sometimes you're just a cog in a machine, and that's okay. But we all know that I'm here to dismantle the machine from the inside, because no one's going to stop me. I'm immortal now.
Thank you, Vancouver by Night. And last, rounding out our panel of players is Cameron with his character Omar Vasquez. Tell us about Omar.
Omar was not here last time we played, which is when we did our time jump. So Omar has been in the background creating, which apparently is a thing that already exists, but we're going to act like it doesn't. He's decided that he needs to make a new app for vampire specifics that may need blood to be delivered to the door. So he's created Blood Hub, where you could just get on there, figure out what type of blood and or host of the blood you like. They'll come on over, they'll get you your fill, and then be gone, and you won't have to worry about it until next time. So he's working on that.
Then sure gonna love you.
I would like to assist him.
Oh, sure.
In all tech aspects of that venture.
Oh, sure. We'll get to that here shortly.
Nice.
But I would just like to put out there for everyone that here at TT2KB, we believe in doing the most research possible before we name anything.
Yes.
To ensure that it doesn't already exist. So...
Here I thought I had a novel idea.
Out there are companies paying people lots of money to come up with these clever names. So,
Good thing they don't check Twitch and try to copyright strike us.
I think it would actually be more trademarkish, which it could be a little more subtle. However, I thought of two in the time we're doing this. So what do you think about bleed through, kind of like brew through in the Carolinas?
There you go.
Or what was the other one? bleed and run or blood and run.
I think this
Kinda
needs
like
to.
Uber Eats.
I think this totally just
Or
needs to
like
be an
Blood
in-character
Hub,
conversation
like
where he comes up with the name Blood Hub, and then you guys have to fight over what the name should be
You're like,
before he
no,
launches
no,
it.
no,
Like
no.
that should be the whole game session. All right,
I
so
mean, technically, I made it up. I just wasn't the first person to make it up. So
You rediscovered it.
I had no knowledge of it. I did invent it, but it was already invented.
second gets on his computer real quick, types and goes, sorry, that one's already taken. It's like trying to find a good Twitter handle. You like type it in, you're like, is that one work? No, can't use that one either.
Blood Hub exists.
Yeah, the American Red Cross has that one, sorry.
That's the American Red Cross.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Mhm.
All right, so, last game, Omar was out collecting
I was out.
herd.
I was.
And he was doing so to repair the massive amounts of aggravated damage he took when they butchered his sire.
Massive amounts.
And while he was out healing up, a little afraid perhaps to go see a harpy with that level of damage to his now hideous form, the rest of the group did in fact go meet a harpy at a tattoo parlor, where they met Tasha, one of the city's harpies, where they were acknowledged as members of the domain proper, and had a delightful conversation with one of the kindred in the domain of New Haven that they finally had met, learning near the end that she may or may not carry the powers of vicissitude and be of Clan Zamisi.
Oh boy. Plastic
So-
surgery, baby.
When we left at the end of the last game, those three were leaving the tattoo parlor, and I believe were en route to establish themselves a New Haven. So,
Yeah.
I don't think they have come to any conclusions on what that's going to be, so this should get interesting real quick. But that is what they were going to do. So, for the ease of what we're going to deal with, we're going to assume the three of them are scouting out locations. We're going to start with Omar tonight, since Cam wasn't here last time.
I was not. That's true.
So, for about a month, you had come in from the small outskirt town where the hatchery was, where you had been living on the low after half of the small village had caught fire in a couple of random fires that had taken place. You guys all had to kind of lay
Random.
low. It was hard to
Random fires. Nobody
feed.
knows why.
It was hard to heal because it was hard to feed. You did eventually make your way into the domain. They all went to see the harpy. You went to go find some people to feed from. You found it much easier inside the domain to go feed. You're a little nervous because you don't really know where you're at or whose ground you're technically feeding on. But you went to establish your initial dots in herd that you have picked up on your sheet. Do you have an idea of what those dots represent at this point? Do you have any particular kind of people you're going for?
So, since these specifically are going to be heard for the business, right? I would have tried to find. Well, he probably wouldn't have known, so he would have tried to find out if there's like a difference with blood. So he's like, oh, do like people prefer different blood types? Do they prefer this? Like, what are the preferences? You know, like what are the things that you can market? So if it's like blood type, he's going to be like, okay, I want to find 3 different blood types. And he will probably... My guess, because herd is actual... The dots are they're like actual individuals. Is that correct? Or is it like...
The way I run it, and this is maybe not per book, but I'm doing backgrounds kind of on the fly differently than the book anyway, is those are the amounts of dots of blood you can obtain like per cycle. So they can be an entire group of people. You just can only take about so much from them safely without them realizing, because herd technically doesn't know completely that you're a vampire all the time. So like it's the dots you have in herd are just people you can safely feed from without risking the masquerade. So sometimes they may know a little bit about vampirism, sometimes they don't. Typically you don't want them to, because if you ever lose your herd for any reason, you don't want them running around knowing anything. So typically herd does not, whereas like a ghoul retainer would know.
Got it. Okay. So
Omar, if I might throw a suggestion out there on the blood, you might be able to get into some more premium ends of the blood as opposed to typing, as opposed to using provenance of the blood. Like, do they have certain traits that people may find desirable? Some
Yeah.
people might, like, I only want like, well, the big obvious one is virgin blood, but there could
That's
be
gonna
all
be a
sorts of
tough
stuff.
one.
Right, it is, but also, you could do star signs, and you just
Okay.
verify this type of stuff, and then you can add in your premium charges.
Okay. I think what I'll do. So let's see if I can just find a handful of the most diverse group I can find. So both men, women, in between, different race, different heights, different everything different. I want to try to do that. And that way I can have something for everybody. Everybody will totally want to hang out. And then I
Right,
can
and
charge
then you
a
could always.
premium if they actually feed from the person. Otherwise, I could just have like bags in a freezer, just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can do this. I need to find a deep place.
So as you're hanging out, pretty soon this scooter with a back rack, kind of attached to the back seat, and a black bag on it, comes wheeling up. This probably 21-year-old guy gets off the bike and takes his earbuds out. He comes walking over to you. This is
Do I know this guy?
Are you Omar?
Yeah. Who are you?
Well, sorry, my name's Kendall.
Hey, Kendall.
Uh,
What can I do for you?
well, so I was Grub's supplier,
Oh,
and
great. I mean, well, not great for him, but great.
so I came with his usual order.
Perfect. Where?
Do you want to do you just want to take this? Do you just want to take this now, or?
What did he normally do with it? Do you know?
I mean, it's pizza.
Oh, it's pizza. Oh,
Standing order.
oh, yeah, I'll take it, but we won't need it anymore.
I went to his usual hangout, and they said he's not around anymore. He got evicted or something.
Yeah, he moved.
So
on. Yeah.
I came to I came to just get my payment. If you could help me out a little.
How much does he owe you?
Well, this is awkward.
Okay.
Well,
Tell me.
I mean the pizza's $10.95, but
No problem. Can I Venmo you?
sure.
I
But that
pull out a phone.
warms his hand up.
Trying to warm these things up somehow.
Stylus.
It's stylish. That's right. Stylish.
Yeah.
So that's great, but he usually supplies me with a tip, a tip.
Oh, like 10%? 15%?
No.
He wants the tip. Just give him the tip. Just the
Just
tip.
for a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please
not
be
there,
more
sorry.
specific.
He usually gives me blood.
Oh.
And
What-
it's been
oh.
3 weeks, and it's starting to.
Oh. So
And it's been
Is that a thing?
it's been really rough.
Um,
And if you'd just give me the blood,
How-
I'll be out of your hair unless I
how-
can be useful. I like to be useful.
how-
If you need me for anything, I can.
How do you usually give it to you?
Just
Did he have it like a bag or
usually, he was kind of a big guy, so just the wrist was the easiest place, really. Yeah.
Oh, great. I've never done that before. You're right. This is awkward.
I mean, we don't have to do it right here. You know, we can find an alley or whatever.
How does this work?
Well, oh boy, he really didn't get a lot of time with you, did he? Well,
No. Nope.
Just a small interruption here for the stream. Anyone else picturing Tyrone Biggins like, anyone got any of that blood? I could use a little bit.
He's got just blood just dribbling out of his face.
it's pizza sauce, I swear.
Man.
Ooh, I like hemoglobal, the zombie decoy. By
Hemoglobal is a good one.
That's a pretty good one. I might have to go with that. I like that one.
Hemoglobal.
Oh, well, so, so, do I just, yeah, or do you, I don't really know.
Oh no,
I don't know how this,
I'd never, I'd never lay a hand on one of you, with anything sharp.
Oh.
No, absolutely not. No.
Great. Okay. Oh, hold on here for a second. I assume I'm at our
We're probably still at the
temporary haven of
hatchery.
some sort. Yeah, or yeah,
Probably
something.
still
Oh, that's
in the
right.
hatchery.
Probably at the hatchery.
Oh, did you guys go back to the hatchery?
I don't know. I don't know where this guy needs to be. So.
As far as
Oh,
I know,
yeah,
you're
like
still
a
standing out in
patient
the street, not too far from the tattoo parlor.
Okay.
Oh. Fair enough.
Then sure, we're there. That works.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess a month at this point, right?
Mhm.
So I've probably seen this happen at least. So I'm like, I assume they normally just bite. I don't know. I'm asking actually out of character because I don't actually know.
Truth is,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
do it
bite
however
and
you
then
want
you
to. It's yeah. I mean, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
You can
If you
take
use a regular knife, you can,
I
pump of blood to heal the wound level you do to yourself. If you bite yourself, or use your nails to
He's the
cut a
kinda
line
guy
in
that
your
would
wrist,
carry a
you can
knife,
lick
I
your
feel like.
wounds.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
definitely have a pocket knife. So you're just gonna be like, oh, okay,
And he latches on. And
okay, great.
He-
Oh, this is great.
He,
Yeah, that's good.
he takes one from you, and then he kind of seems like maybe he's not going to stop.
Oh, I think that's probably enough. Hey, but
Make
hey.
a contested strength athletics.
Oh, he's not gonna win this. All right. Let's see. Strength, athletics.
If you got potence, that's auto
7.
successes.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Does one cancels?
Yeah. One will cancel out
Okay.
a success.
One cancels. So I have 3 successes plus a potence.
Okay, so you're at 4 successes. I am. Oh, that's a D12. I hit
25.
12s instead of 10s. Hold on.
You rolled 25.
Oh man, he botches. So you rip your arm away from him, and he kind of goes flailing to the ground, and he knocks over his bike, and the pizzas kind of go all over the place.
Hey, don't ever do that again.
It's
I'll
about
kick harder next time.
it's about this point where one of you catches a strong whiff of garlic.
On the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh god! Oh,
Wait, does that bother you, man?
oh yeah.
It smells good to
Didn't
me.
used to, but a lot of things didn't used to.
The Kendall, he scurries back up there and he grabs hold of your pant leg. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, boss. Sorry. I usually have way more control, but it's been like a month, and
Okay, well, let's not let that happen again, but you should definitely come back next time and help out, just like you used to help out with,
if there's
Yeah.
any, if I can repay you for the slight, let me know. Is there anything you need?
well, at this point, do I have my herd or am I collecting?
You have your herd at this point. This is
Okay, I have my herd. Well, how much do you know about what our guy used to do? Like, what do you know about it? Obviously, he gave you blood, but you know.
he was quite the entrepreneur amongst your kind. Well respected, according to Grub.
Okay, so you're in the know. You're a cool guy. So maybe you should like find more people like you that are interested in this kind of friendship that we have here, and
Exchange,
maybe
yeah.
you should introduce us. That would be great.
Oh,
Personally enjoy how Omar sounds like the
Okay.
pimply teen from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been searching to try to like really dial this in, and I figured it out just now while I was doing the voice. Did you guys watch Garden State?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember when they go to the store so that he can return the knives or whatever? And there's the guy that tries to like sell him the pyramid scheme that was also in Super Troopers. He was the guy that like licked was like licking the window in Super Troopers. He's like, "Hey, I would like to tell you about a great opportunity that I've come across that I think you would really enjoy." So I think
That's awesome.
that's gonna be the inspiration.
That's the
now.
inspiration
I think
for him.
I'm dialing it in. At
That's
least
good.
the like social interaction part of it. So
So you stand there and you're getting you get Kendall all fixed back up, and you get it. You just kind of slap the pizzas back in the box because none of you eat food. So it's like, here, you can take those back. And
if you don't want to bring the pizzas next time, totally fine. But I get it. If you need to bring them just to make it look believable, that's okay. Just don't expect me to eat them or pay for them.
and he kickstarts the bike back up again as the scooter just takes off back down the road.
You cycle something.
Do random strangers just find you like that all the time? Like, on the road, just...
No, but
A little more than concerning
Fairly-
that somebody that's not even one of us knows more about this place than the rest of us do, and the fact that he found us on the street. So my first thought is, and then I don't finish that thought, and I get out of the van and I search the entire bottom of the van for trackers. I check the hood, I check the trunk, I check everything.
This is your van,
What?
right?
Yes,
This
it's
is
my
your van that you spent the month rigging, putting together.
Yes, this is my
Okay.
van.
Make a wits plus alertness.
Wits plus alertness.
You know, Omar, you have a valuable commodity in that guy. I mean, you have someone who has delivery experience,
What's
for
my
X amount of
difficulty?
time. You might be able to work him into your app.
I bet
What's
he
my
works for
difficulty?
minimum wage too.
It's difficulty 7.
2 6.
What are you talking about, minimum wage? Contract worker. Contractor.
Right. No benefits. It's great.
Cameron, add one
Yes.
one dot retainer of Kindle on your sheet, which you can in a apostrophes next to it. Literally write Kindle.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. He's gonna...
Somebody's
Because
parents
he's so
hate
smooth.
What?
Oh,
Dolphin.
no,
Because he's so smooth.
He
Nope.
smells chat made is what he smells.
No,
you. Yeah.
he was not chat made.
That
Wow.
sounds like an air laser name, personally.
That's right. Trick Lampton.
Trick Lampton.
Trick Lampton. That was an air laser special.
Yep.
That's what Grub always called him.
Oh, Kindle.
Nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, he definitely seems like he could be useful. I think I could put him into use, and maybe you can find more like him. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. With the type of app that you're talking about, they potentially, you might be able to sit there and start working something out with that. You have your corporate structure. I draw a pyramid. And then, obviously you're
Oh,
at the
this looks
top.
great
Oh my
already.
god!
Featherfall tabletop with a
Featherfall.
rate of 15.
Featherfall.
Thank you, Featherfall, for
Thanks for
stopping
coming
in.
by.
Welcome, Featherfall.
Thank you, Raiders.
Good
We're playing
crowd.
some Vampire the Masquerade tonight. And you just missed one character, Omar, find his long-lost
That's right.
sire's retainer named Kendall.
Been in a good
Oh,
time.
hey, thanks
we are
for
no
the
longer
follow.
having
Yeah, thank you
technical
for the
difficulties.
Yeah, we
That's
had a fun technical
right.
snafu at the beginning. So
still no music though for some reason. I don't know why.
Check-
That's
Thank you
Check
for
the
the
follow.
follow.
Yeah,
And
thanks for the follow.
please.
Also, shout out to Featherfall. I just finished up a new intro that they're going to be using soon. So
So
super
cool.
excited that that's going to be out there in the world.
That's super cool.
It did
Thanks to
sound
them
good.
for.
Oh,
We are biased.
was that tonight's
Oh,
game
already
that
played
used
it.
it on there, Chris?
Oh, you
That's
played it
awesome.
already?
They did it tonight. We'll go
That's
back and check
awesome.
it out here once I get it.
Yeah,
Once we're done with the show, we'll go back and check out your
Man,
VOD.
you guys integrate. I literally got that to them this morning. That's like integrated quickly.
Featherfall waste no time. I like those. They're good
That's
guys.
right.
so.
That's right.
Others fault
Oh.
And played
around
with
here.
here. That's
Oh.
fantastic.
Master Misunderstood, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you trying to
much
summon
appreciated.
Taper?
Oh no! Please don't.
Just pitch me. If you're looking to summon Taper, we'll do this. I just need to know if you're just donating or if you're trying to summon a Taper.
Do it.
We don't have to. It's just if you want to.
You have
If
options
Mr.
available.
Yes.
We're not going to press you into anything you're not ready to do yet. You take your
Ooh,
time.
let's go.
Let's
All right.
Oh god.
So you're all standing around having a conversation about just how useful Omar's new retainer Kindle could possibly be. Kindle.
Mhm.
And about that time, as you're all standing there, suddenly you notice there's an extra head kind of in the huddle, just kind of looking around. Ooh.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh,
What? Hey!
I got
Well,
too
that
close.
explains
Where'd you come from?
So, I'm always around watching. You got a retainer. Look,
What?
I guess so.
you didn't show up for the harpy.
Well, I was indisposed.
Gold, did I find
was,
anything?
I did not feel very good. I had definitely, I was very injured there for a while, and everything was hard. But I think I'm better now.
Well, you guys aren't setting fire to anything tonight, are you? I mean, the last two times that you guys
You'll
have
look
gotten
a
together,
second.
you guys
I've
you
never
guys
set
you guys
fire
went and you
to
set
anything.
fire to things, and we all have a love of fire. So I thought I'd follow you around to see what burns.
Well, I'm not planning on it, but I guess it could happen. I don't know.
Oh, Gold, do I find anything on the van?
Yeah, you find a tracker.
Remove that.
You remove it, and about the moment you
Yes.
remove it, you're like, "Fuck! I put the tracker on there. I put it on there in case anyone stole my fucking van. I could find where it went. Shit, that's my tracker." And you immediately start to remember that you in fact put the tracker on your own van.
I need to check the tracker to find out if somebody somehow hacked the frequency.
All
I'm
right.
gonna play with that. And then I'm gonna come out the van and I'm gonna see him
Now,
Yeah,
Taper
he's
cut.
back.
Taper kind of hops up there next to you. He's like, "What are you looking at?"
secrets.
Oh, someone's following you. Must be someone important.
Are you saying you're important?
Oh, I'm not following you.
Yes, you are.
No, you're following me.
No, you're following me.
Why would I follow you?
I would love to know that.
What are you gonna do with your tracker? It's yours now. It's in your hand. You took it off your van, so now it's your tracker. You could
This is
easily,
an AirPod.
you could hack into it. I know you can. And then you got a tracker. You could track someone. Hey, maybe you can track the ghoul. You could just sit back all day and watch his little route as he runs it.
Hey, second. Why don't you give it to
Yeah.
him? Can follow him around.
Ooh, you're gonna let me pick what you track? That'll be fun.
Here.
You give him the tracker?
Yes.
He takes it, he looks at it like a kid with a new toy, and he takes off running, and boom, disappears into the night.
Omar, you should talk with the second. I think that that's a valid option to people who work in the pyramid here. And this is just a loose feature, and I start talking about downlines and stuff, and going into how you got to explain it. It's an MLM, right?
Right.
Gig
Multi-level
system,
marketing. Yeah.
right?
heard of that.
Because this shape you don't let people see, right? Because that
No,
they'd start
no.
associating with the wrong type of situation.
Right.
You know, you could incentivize your top tier employee there with like a bonus in blood that he receives.
That's a
To
great
support
idea.
this project, we're going to need more income if every single time he shows up, I have to give him a toy to make him go away.
Yeah,
That
that's
is going
true.
to eat into our budget seriously, very quickly. I'm going to have to at least start 5, 6, 20. No, I have to start at an upwards of 24 new credit card fraud problems. Okay. I'm going back in the van.
You know, it occurs to me too. The whole phone thing that we got. We just learned the Prince puts that thing out, and that was already, I thought, used for tracking stuff like this, like boons and like contacts and shit. Like,
Yeah, but we can't figure out who actually runs it because every time we do that, they're going to find us.
what's what I'm saying? Supposedly it's the Prince, according to Tasha in there, right? So like,
Yeah, it's the prince, but it's not the prince. It's somebody besides the prince that's actually. I mean, he's just the mind. I want to find the hand.
oh yeah, right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as Omar starts this shit, it's gonna piss somebody off, and we're gonna figure out who that is, like immediately.
Oh, so you're saying that this is the avenue?
Yeah,
Okay, I like
gotta
that.
break a few windows here to get something done.
Hmm.
And potentially, you know, it also starts us with a fine revenue stream, and we just make sure you keep those downlines in check.
You guys are
Right.
standing there having a conversation, and out there again alongside the parking lot outside a block or so away from the tattoo parlor, and this real thin lady with her coat on and kind of bigger thick glasses walks by there and starts handing out flyers.
All right, take one. Is it band or something?
No. You see, it looks like they're having an Occupy meeting.
Uh-oh.
Huh. All right.
It's like, it's down at the cafe on 3rd. You guys should think about coming. It's tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Good luck. We believe in the movement.
All right. Well, that's something to do tomorrow. See if they're actually up to anything legit.
So, and I'm like, clickety clack, click clack, clack clack. What do you think about this overlay, Omar?
Let me take a look. I look at it, and I analyze it with my own computer skills.
Okay.
I assume is what? Intelligence or something?
Do we
Sure.
have the same build?
Yeah, you guys probably do. You guys are probably pretty similar.
I've got 2 dots in computer, but I've got 2 dots in finance. That's how I'm gonna. I know just enough about each to be dangerous. I have 1 success to analyze this and just check it real quick to make sure it, like, you know, if I handed an app to my mom, she would just be like, "Oh, it looks nice, honey." But if I handed it to somebody that like knows what they're doing, they're like, "Let me see if I can find the immediate bugs." So I'm just like, let's make sure. It
As
works
somebody
on
with a
portrait
couple
and-
of dots, you know, at the quick glance you're getting at it, it looks sharp.
Hey, this looks good. I like this.
I know, I'm very
I
good.
think this one. Oh, great.
Mhm.
I'm just okay at this. I'm better at other things.
You guys tell
Oh,
me what
wait.
you need. I'm here.
You know, Levi, you should put like a contra code type of thing, little Easter egg in it, right?
Wait.
That way the kids will think they discovered something interesting, and it keeps them engaged with the app.
Yeah, wasn't that like a Dark Mirror episode or something?
That's not bad.
Up,
Huh.
down, down. Left, right. BA, BA. Start slide. Same time.
I'm going to set up trackers that are linked to various random icons that appear on any given day that rain down on the app, like little blood droplets in the background. And to click on one randomly is going to give you a tracking coordinates for one of the trackers. And it'll be like geocaching.
I'm really gonna play fucking Pokemon Go with
Yeah. Perfect.
That's incredible.
That's
It's a
good.
pretty cool feature. I like that.
Well, you're the boss. Tell me what you need.
Let's do it. great.
All right. So
All right,
you
well-
get
I get in the driver's seat and I wait for everybody to get in the car while I peck away at the laptop next to me, trying to code into the app this new feature. And we really don't have enough information yet. I mean, don't we have to have first a network where the blood comes from in the first place?
Well,
Do we have that
Yeah.
established?
no. But
Okay.
I'm working on that. I've got
So-
a little bit. Got a
You
few.
simply want to set this up like where we get orders and then we have to resolve that on our own end?
Well, we could, but I was also thinking maybe we could do this like obviously it would be exclusive, but we could do this like what's that app where you like swipe left and you swipe right and you can just like choose who you want to get your blood from. And then they'll
Tinder?
just like meet up. Yeah, like that.
Are we putting these people in the van? Do we need to go
I
gather
wasn't planning
people?
on it,
Okay.
but I guess we always could.
I'll defer to the leadership.
I'm still figuring out how this works. I haven't come up with a perfect business plan yet, but I know that
In
I
addition
will.
to this, I start playing with a handful of more trackers. Tell me how many I have, Ogle, because I'll just use as many as you let me have.
Yeah, I'll say you got 3 more.
I got 3 more. I start.
You had
coding up
4.
those 3 trackers. Okay, cool.
Nice.
You get.
So
you
aside
get
from this business, we got to get a place now. Omar, you got to get registered apparently.
Right,
We're-
I heard
we're
about
talking-
that.
Still a whole bunch of stuff about like 2 different organizations we got to eventually pick up on. I don't know.
Wow,
Sounded
this
crazy.
seems like a lot.
It is a lot. It's a ton of stuff.
It's feeling like a Shriner organization, Masons. This is feeling very Masons.
Well, from what I understand, I kind of have to get that done before I can do anything else. So
Well, you just
I
march in
should
there.
probably do that.
Yeah, we're already there. There's no reason to leave right now.
Yeah, just turn around there. She's
Oh.
right inside.
Oh, in there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Yeah, you caught us on the way out, man.
Yeah, I guess I did. Omar's gonna go in there.
All right, you go on in, and Tasha's there behind the desk.
Hey, I hear you're the one to see about being official.
Oh, good. Grub's lost progeny. I was wondering when
Yeah.
you'd make it in here with the others. She puts down
Well,
her stuff that she's working on.
I haven't been feeling real great for the last little while. Got in a little bit of trouble and it hurt real bad, but I feel better now.
Oh, well. I'm glad to see that you're doing okay. I do need your device. I hear music.
Oh, this. Oh, sure.
She taps out of there, get you all set up. Alright. Now, with your sire's untimely demise, you will inherit any accounts that may have been his.
Oh, is that good or bad?
Depends on what sort of ledger your sire kept.
Oh, well, I remember I talked to someone not long ago that said that I owed them something now, and that didn't seem very fair, but I guess that's just how it works.
Well, as they say, the sins of the
Classic
sire
culture.
beget the child. Well, welcome to the domain.
Thanks, I guess. Cool.
You would do well to establish yourself a haven, with your coterie or alone.
Okay. I
Careful
think
where
we're
you
gonna work
feed.
on that soon.
And I look forward to seeing the hard work you will put in.
Great. Already working on it.
Now, do you oh, never mind.
We
He is just hitting
already
puberty.
broken this down, Malice. You are hitting the nail
Yeah.
on the head. Cam, you're doing a good job.
I'm afraid as a haunt, my other services will not be useful to you. So, with that, I will be downloading your ledgers shortly.
Oh, well That'll be a surprise. Hopefully a good one.
Prince Sebastian welcomes you.
Thanks, Sebastian.
Oh, don't worry, he's not here.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
make public appearances.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess that's as hospitable as you can get if you don't make appearances, so... Great.
He's, well, they say he's quite paranoid.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I'm a little paranoid, too, and I've only been doing this for a few weeks.
Everyone who meets him describes him differently. They say in some ways like a chameleon.
Huh. I can relate to that.
Alright, Twill. You have a lot of work ahead of you. And so do I.
Yeah, most likely.
She kind of hand waves you back out of her parlor.
All right, see you, bye.
The rest of them will fill you in on everything else you need to know.
Yeah,
And she-
we're kind of figuring it all out together.
You hear the buzz of her tattoo needle fire back up as she goes back to working on someone's arm.
All right, I walk back out and I'm like, guys, I think I did it. I think that's it.
About that point, you hear your phone.
And that was way faster, man.
Bleep, 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 bleep. You owe 1 trivial boon. You owe 1 minor boon. You owe 1 minor boon.
I knew it
You
was gonna
owe
come
1
like this.
trivial boon. And it goes for like when you turn on your phone and it's been off for a while and like all the messages start coming in. You find out that your sire is in some ridiculous boon debt.
So I looked through there to see if I have any positive ones.
Not at this time. He's already cashed all them in to pay off other ones. So he's
Damn it.
any positives he would have had. You're definitely in boon debt.
This guy's
Boondoggle.
Yeah, it's a boondoggle. This guy's got like a 428 credit score.
Yeah, so you're down 2 minor boons and 3 trivial boons at the moment.
Great.
You see where on a couple of occasions through the boon transactions they've been passed from one kindred to another.
I was kind of hoping to wipe him out in the same way, but I don't know.
So, hold on. Who do you all you owe stuff to people? Like, who are they?
Well, I guess Grub did. Let's see here. I looked through the list of culprits.
At this point,
Why do I see this as becoming BitBoon, right, instead of Bitcoin? And it's backed by blockchain.
It kind of is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Bitboon.
I need to start mining this stuff.
I'm writing that down. I'm using that buffer. That's
Second.
Literally just walking around.
Second, can you set me up a rig to start mining this?
Oh, Rick.
Good luck getting a GPU.
True. Just need a bunch of fine young ghouls to go. Yeah.
Taper's already been here, Malice. You're too late. I mean, you can always resummon him for another 100 bits, though. He'll come. Oh man, he did.
Not again.
Whew. So Taper comes popping back in. He's like, "Whoa, man, I picked a really good target. You're gonna be so excited. I can't
Great.
wait for your tracker.
That's great.
Oh, this thing's gonna be
Yes.
so much fun,
Yes, I can't wait too.
man."
Oh, you know what?
Hey, does anybody have any questions for him?
Yeah, actually. Omar's got some people. He's got to figure out who they are. You know any of these names?
Ooh, oh yeah.
So
So
one's my sire. I can tell
Chandra,
you that
yes.
right off the bat.
yeah, Chandra is one of them. Yeah, that's
All right.
that's one of the miners. The other miner there, yeah, that's Anatoly.
And it totally.
Mm-hmm. Anatoly.
Sorry, I laughed because I knew a guy named Anatoly. He's kind of a
He's
demon.
Comes with the territory.
he's a
Maybe.
primogen.
Great.
The hell's that?
What does that mean?
He's a head of one of the families.
Mm.
Oh,
All right.
well,
It's a good person to owe, man.
I'll say what?
Oh,
What kind
no,
of
terrible
kind of
person.
boon do I owe him?
Terrible.
Well, I assume he's gonna keep me alive if he wants to get
and
that
Taper
moon
leans over to whisper, trying to make it so that Thomas doesn't hear. He goes, "He's a Tremere.
Great.
You don't want to know
What
the
are
terrible
they?
things they'll do to you for your boon. Terrible things."
Oh.
Well, hold on, man. So you got Chandra and this, and the other one too? Like, what's Grub up to, man?
I have no idea.
You know what it is, right? Obviously, Grub had a bit of a gambling problem, and I could tell you that. Remember from the first night where we popped up, and he's like, "Yep, I bet Chandra on this, and I lost." I think he played a few too many ponies, probably.
I'm
Taper.
gonna have to turn
Taper
that
comes over
around.
there and he kind of strokes Thomas's hair a little bit. "You're such a good childer. Chandra was so right to pick you. It's like you were born for this. Yes, your sire had a gambling problem. He would bet for everything. Sometimes he might win, sometimes he might lose. Just like the mortal sheep sit
Sounds like
there
he lost a lot.
with the rows of machines that just pumping in the coins, slapping the button. That was Grub. Very much the same way. Even when he'd win, he'd still lose."
Wow. Maybe we did him a favor.
A hell of a pedigree there, man. So we gotta go get these things paid back? Or is that like something that just hangs around for a while?
Fortunate thing for our kind is you don't so much have to pay them back on your time. You have to pay them back on their time.
Oh, great.
This isn't
Back to the gambling analogy, it's like a mark,
this
right?
isn't
Basically, you pay up when they produce your mark.
it's not exactly how do you put it? It's not a credit card. See, the bank tells you when you pay and how you pay. You have to strike up an agreement. Now, Grub may have had his agreements with Anatoly and Chandra, or it may be left as an open tab. To be discerned later what would be done.
Are
Well-
the boons to only those two individuals?
Oh, you got a couple trivials there too. It looks like those are.
Ogle, within the
minor.
limits of what I am capable of loading up this app to make it functional, can I roll to see how much longer it's going to take me to have this thing done?
Okay. We'll go with a wits computers roll to see how quickly you're working on the.
Love it.
What's the difficulty? Is this 7?
Yep, unless it's stated otherwise.
And 10s explode, or are there two
They do.
successes?
10s explode.
Hey, Malice, listen, it is not a bad thing to sit there and
5
owe a
successes.
debt of honor to the Tremere.
Debt of honor.
It's like a Lannister always gets paid.
It's true. Also, always pays his debts. They
This is
say.
a little more
They
like.
say.
That's right.
It's a little more like owing the Red Queen, though. The Red Priestess. So. Okay, so how many successes, Levi? 5? Okay. You are making quick work through this thing. It is not going to take you long to have this thing set up and working.
Clickety clicky click on a laptop in the driver's seat. We need to go.
You're like clicking through.
Alright, so-
You're driving around. You get done. You're like, and execute.
We get done and Taper's gone.
Yeah, Taper's disappeared again.
Hey, wishing hour.
Very important.
What's up, Lich?
Taper has vanished again after rubbing the Tremere's hair. He takes back off.
God, man.
Can't
Let's
get rid
just
of
tap
him.
the keg, boys. Let's
You're not
just
gonna be able to
tap
get rid
the
of that
keg.
guy, man. He's just always honest.
He's
all
always
the time.
honest all the time, and I don't know.
I bet he's the one who told that biker, that
Maybe
delivery guy where we were.
cats? I don't know.
Probably.
Ideas.
You're sitting on your computer. You hit
Anything
execute,
to make him.
and your screen goes black, and you have your little DOS cursor up there in the corner, and a word types up on your screen. Hello.
Everything cool?
There is someone out there like us that is trying to communicate. Do we want to? And I show them the screen.
As well, man. If he knows about us, we might as well figure something out about them.
Hello.
You've been looking for Eve.
What? Question mark?
Don't play coy.
What do I call you?
It comes up on the screen. Adam.
What's my name, Adam?
You are second.
What is Eve, Adam?
Eve is just the beginning. That's why it's Eve. It came before. Aptly named.
What do you want?
It says, find me.
You know what
Why?
that is, right?
It's a trap. Why?
It's tapered, man. It's got this stupid GPS.
Is there any answer after why?
It says, you owe it to yourself.
I end the dialogue.
You close it out.
Yeah. That's a minor complication, possibly a distraction. We have higher priorities. Whenever you want, I can lay that out. Now is not necessarily pertinent.
Okay. Seems kind of weird.
So, go with the essential needs: shelter, food.
Well, we got
We
told
have
that
that
like we had
squared
to find
away.
we have to find new turf, right? Now we're in the city. We're supposed to figure out a place we could stay that wasn't on somebody else's turf. And somehow, like, I guess the phone's supposed to tell us when we're about to squat. At least that was the sound of things, right?
Seemed like it.
I put the development of the app on pause and I start scrolling through this nonsense to see if it somehow has some sort of real estate function marking what's unmarked territory or unavailable territory.
It does. It's got what is essentially an Airbnb where you can locate potential havens for the price of boons. Some havens are trivial, others major. You can kind of find whatever level of boon you'd like to pay individually or as a group.
Does it look like it's a rental situation like an Airbnb, or does it look like it's a buy thing?
Looks like there's different options. More like a rent to own sort of deal.
Okay.
You can get anything from
Lord.
essential slum to a rather nice small cabin.
For my needs, functional is more important than aesthetics.
Well, you want the attention of somebody important, right? You want to figure out who's the mover and shaker? You owe them something. Let's go big.
I'll follow the consensus of the group. I abstain.
See what options we have. Start thumbing through it.
Yeah, if we want to be visible, make a splash. What's one of our pricier options?
You can get like a penthouse. Like up
Penthouse.
in one of the
27 major boons.
There's-
7 blood boons.
majors are really about the most expensive ones that you can really find on there because it's a haven, but it's also like you kind of get the sense that like most of iKindred maybe don't use these for long.
Okay.
Because you get the idea that it's more like safe space to crash, like for a temporary time, and not necessarily permanent havens. Because the last thing you would want is for your haven to be like permanently like on the map.
Yeah, that thought had crossed my mind.
So what you're seeing
thought
is
that was
like
what
a
they're
safe place to stay, similar to kind of what the hatchery was for you, but it would be in town, or you can just go hole up and wait and see if somebody comes along knocking, asking for rent, or something to that effect, or wait for the first Elysium to come around. You could just hole up till then. You don't know about those things yet, but they're coming.
Well, what do you guys want to do? You want to squat and get somebody's attention? You want to do things legit? What's our goals? What are we doing?
Essentially, a strong foundation allows you to build better, right?
That's true. We could be pointier and taller.
Yep.
Pyramid crew. All right. Let's I don't know, man. Like, what's a nicer area of town? Because you need people, right? You need different types of people.
That would be advantageous.
So, like, tourists, maybe?
Well, maybe. I was kind of hoping to have some more established people, so that way I could, like, send them off and get information when they go to these places.
Okay. Like,
An ideal
bars,
solution
club
would be
scenes.
an ideal solution
Yeah.
would be any kind of institute of higher learning, community college, university. It's a revolving door of a populace. It's diverse, it's educated, but pseudo-transient, and they're not typically here for long periods of time, and they have family disconnected from somewhere else.
That's a good point. Not bad. Do we have that?
What type of events happen in this area? Does it have a sporting complex? Is there like
it's a large city. It's got a little bit of everything in it. So probably not like pro level, probably more like college level. If you want to go that route, it's not like New York necessarily, but kind of the next step down from those kind of metropolitan areas, but still a fairly good sized city.
I'm not opposed to being near university. Also, usually you'll have some houses of worship that are near the university, which adds into your pool of diverse people, and that's just because, some of them cling to their faiths, right?
True.
And could add into your provenance diversity for Cameron there. Freshly confessed blood.
Where's the flyer take us? Is that in this neighborhood or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, the flyer's not too far away from where you guys started there, near the tattoo shop. There's a cafe down the road.
Bus stations are good. It's an easy
Yeah,
place
true.
to pick up people that are transient and likely more destitute. Very few options. For that matter, homeless shelters, halfway homes.
Some of those things you wouldn't need to use the app for to pay a boon. You could just go squat there and, like I said, wait and see who shows up if that's the route you'd rather
We're
take.
trying to build an inventory, right?
Uh-oh. Litching Hour
Sounds like
spent
it,
200. What are you going to try to do with Taper here, Litching Hour? Is Taper showing back up again?
Taper isn't spooky until Litching Hour summons him, and then that's like problematic.
Well, so far he hasn't been given a lot of direction. He just he's been summoned twice.
It could be Taper and his 10 repat.
Yeah,
He
identical twins.
That's funny. I don't think Litching Hour was
Mirror
here when
twins,
Taper
sorry,
was
mirror twins.
here last. We haven't said exactly. Does Thomas Weller have a beard, or is he clean shaven?
He has a bit of a beard, nothing quite like, the chin coif here.
Quite like this.
So you're standing there. Again, you guys are having this conversation, and before you even know what's happened,
van, right? In a moving van.
in a moving van, yeah.
Oh, damn, this guy.
At some point, you had to stop at a stop sign or a stoplight or something to the effect, and his such high levels of obfuscate that he has and celerity. He's next thing you know,
I know.
he's just
I'm not questioning the
stroking.
reality.
He's just stroking.
Just not cool.
He's just stroking Thomas's beard, and at first,
God.
Thomas thinks he's doing it himself because this is something he might do regularly, as those of us who have beards are sometimes prone to do, right? And then he realizes it's not his hand.
My beard's getting a stranger.
Oh boy.
Gotta wash that thing every once in a while, man.
I don't know. I don't think I developed a third hand that I get no sensory input from.
You kick up your aspects a little, and it's enough to break what he's using at the moment. And he kind of just looks over at you with his kind of real beady, crazy looking eyes. Oh, I was just curious. How do you keep it so soft? Ever since I was bitten, my hair has just become so rigid.
A little shampoo, a little conditioner, no bigger than a dime.
It was just the times, though. Everybody was doing it. It was the times. It was the 90s, and this is what
Baby fat for conditioner.
this is just how this is just what people did. It was now just
Paper!
you're gonna get to live with this forever. I mean,
Paper?
this is you.
Have you tried? Lie.
Oh, I lie all the time,
No.
but it doesn't help with my hair usually. I mean,
I
had Tasha
the
fix it
chemical
one time.
lie.
Fantastic job.
Shove your head in a bucket of lye. It will soften the hair.
Taper, you could talk to Chandra. If I remember right, there's a ritual that allow you to grow a little hair.
Ooh, you think she'd do that for me? Wait,
It may cost you.
that bitch has been holding out on me?
Awesome.
Oh,
Hey,
you just
rituals can
wait.
do a lot.
You just wait till I get hold of her again, and then poof, he's gone.
That's how you get rid of Taper, folks. That's how you get rid of Taper. New target.
Divert. Yes.
It's like having a puppy around. You have to give him some other have to give him some other thing to go after.
I stand by
That's
my,
where you need a
my
ball.
offering. Would have worked.
You get your phone beeps about 30 seconds later down the road, Thomas.
Oh, hi.
You check the text message, it's Chandra. And all it says is, "You asshole."
Okay, so that's gonna
I
happen.
text
in a
back.
couple minutes.
I did not I had no idea he would go with that. He would think to just instantly do that. I assumed that everyone was as well mannered as you taught me to be.
She responds back. "You're going to owe me for this one. But don't worry, I already have something in mind. Are you ready to move up to the big leagues, Thomas?"
Gonna have to leave. Gonna have to do it at some point.
There's
How
an
am I,
Elysium coming
getting
up.
squared away?
There's an Elysium coming up. I'll make sure you get an invite. But there's someone I'll need you to meet.
Interesting. Shanty related or personal? Personal related.
You're going to need to find a Tremere by the name of Anatoly. He's head of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mention me. I'll have Taper deliver your invite once I've secured it. Toodles.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna look at the phone here. Is there like a help wanted section? Like random tasks need doing?
You're talking like a things that need done board around the domain?
Here's my assistant.
Yes.
Random task.
Yes, there is. There's a quest giver with a question mark above his head.
Hey, Captain Carrion.
It's a big gold question mark is the little emblem on there you have to click, and then it gives you a quest.
Oh, no.
Wait. Is this Kane's list?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
too spot on.
Yes.
You click on one and you see that a vampire who is listed as Willis is offering a minor boon for information regarding to the disappearance of his deputy.
What's he talking about?
Here he's got an entire tower all to himself.
So check it out, guys. We got possible things we could be doing. Apparently, we just got told about these deputies, sheriffs. The title sheriff is his posse, I guess. Looks like they're looking for one of them. Disappeared.
I'm all for handling something of import.
How
But
long is the job
isn't it
been up and how
more-
many details?
isn't it more imperative that we find some place to hide from the sun for tomorrow?
I mean, it looks like it's pretty easy, right? Just click that button over there. So you're taking it. I just pick that one.
All right, and then I drive to that location.
Okay. Which one were you guys gonna take? Were you gonna go for one near the bus? Oh, hey, we got a gift sub coming in from Litching Hour.
Thank you.
Well,
Key Cowboy.
Thanks.
that's a
Thank
generosity.
you, Litching Hour.
Fantastic.
much
The
appreciated.
coffers of the dungeon have been opened.
So, you guys were you guys going for the bus stop? Is that what you guys were targeting for your
Sounds pretty good, that area, yeah.
Okay, so you find a bus stop, a fairly large hub for as far as bus stops go, where several different routes kind of converge. And there's a set of nearby apartment buildings where on the list is one of those shitty ass basement apartments.
Mm. Good old garden apartments, those are perfect.
Windows are already blacked out. It's apartment D, because, they give them letters.
They sure do.
Alright, looks good. Big enough for us?
Seems like it. It's essentially, 4 walls and a cot. Like, because these are, by kindred for kindred, everything is mostly stripped out of it. The particular Airbnb that you're using is called Haunts.
Okay.
It's ran by a member of the Haunts, the Nosferatu clan, known as DK Moore. Capital D,
Man.
capital K, Moore.
Yeah, that man, yeah. Classic.
Classic.
What do we owe and who would we owe it to?
If you're going to go ahead and use this one, it'd be a trivial boon to DK Moore for a night stay. If you need it for a week, you could get it for a minor.
I'll do a minor. Let's get it set up.
We're all in debt anyway. Or at least I am.
Yeah. That only exists as long as the system exists, man.
It says contactless delivery.
Contactless delivery. Okay.
You guys drive your way there, and you get there and you find you walk down and you find the front door to that apartment is already cracked open.
Okay. Hop in, do a quick look around, make sure nobody's hanging around.
It's a almost not quite studio apartment. It's got like a couple of rooms. You could tell that like maybe where there was once like a bathroom, like it's had things ripped out of it or whatever. It's like it's all just there's no furniture. Like I said, it's literally just cold storage almost to a degree.
I'm just gonna pull
windows are
up-
already blacked out. You don't have to worry about anything like that. Like it is set up for.
I'm gonna park all my gear on a floor next to next to an outlet in the front room, relatively near the door, and then that's where I'm gonna be.
There's the only piece of furniture in the entire place is a large rug. Just as welcome.
Considered furniture.
See,
Furnished.
Really
The only
tied the
furnished.
room together, did it not?
don't pee on it.
On your
That's
fucking rug.
Well,
Oh,
hey,
please, Asian American.
At least with the bathroom stuff being ripped out, we don't have to worry about getting swirlies.
It's true. So if that's something to worry about. All right, so that's tackled. Now what?
Don't look at me. I'm tech support.
Well, I suppose I need to figure out how this is gonna work. So
My venture that we might have to deal with down the line can wait, but an evil AI I've spent the greater part of my life trying to dismantle apparently has somebody calling themselves Adam that can help me find it, and has now said that said AI was here at the beginning. Of course, the AI's name is also Eve, so maybe he's just saying cute metaphors in a text chain. And normally I wouldn't have said any of this to anybody for a long time, but also now none of us can die, the sun catches us on fire, and nothing really makes sense, so this might as well make as much sense as anything else.
Yeah, just pile it on, man. Sounds a lot like that Matrix movie, though.
I assure you, it's real.
Okay.
What I don't understand is where this new life plays into that. So, but again, I see clearing debt is more prominent. The app's coming along great, Omar.
Fantastic.
I used Pantone 345 for all the blood.
Great.
You know, I have this flash up of like an ad, you know, where it talks about the Duggars and how they're debt free. Except I think in the Kindred Society, there'd pop up consolidate your boons, and you know, learn how the Diggers have been debt free.
Wait, Lich gives $1 for the Pantone use.
Thank you, Lich.
Thanks, Lich. That is not a taper summon, by the way.
I did do my due diligence, Lich. I don't actually know what Pantone 345 is.
If you missed the beginning of the show, we believe in research here at TT2KB when we go to name something.
Yeah.
Heavily
Clearly.
improv research.
Heavily improv research of fuck around and find out later.
Yeah. That's how
I'm
we
waiting for the
operate
next name for the app to be Bloody Eats.
Mm.
Oh,
No,
that's
I
terrible.
gotta take Zombie Decoys Hemoglobal.
Hemoglobal
Yeah, it
that
was
pretty
good.
excellent. That was pretty excellent. I'm gonna
Even
go
the
with
global's
these
rock
guys.
solid.
All right, so you're getting near sunrise. You guys have been out for quite a bit at this point. So you found a haven to hunker down for the daylight hours, where you're gonna feel mostly forced to sleep. Being younger kindred, you can keep yourself up right up to the brink of that dawn, and maybe slightly after. But you obviously won't want to be outside any, and you're gonna find yourselves becoming irresistibly tired, which you've gotten used to the idea now that like this is when we have to sleep. It isn't like a mortal where you can just be like, you know what, fuck it, go drink some coffee, and we're just gonna power through this one and burn that midnight oil. Like when that shit hits, it's like you took some. It's like you took some Xanax or some shit. Like it's when the sun comes up, it gets drowsy fast, and you are not long for this world at that point. So
It's time to be dead.
it's time to be corpses. So you close up your secured haven, and you guys sleep the day away uneventfully.
Okay.
You wake up at night. And as relatively younger, newer kindred, again, that could be even slightly before the sun actually goes down. You are somewhat attuned and kind of keenly aware of that drowsiness. Much in the same way as waking up before your alarm clock. You're aware that if you tried to rest, you could probably sleep a little longer if you really wanted to, or you could get up. Just knowing that the first time you open up those windows, the sun's just going to hurt your eyes and you're going to hate your life. It's kind of that feeling. But you've had a month. You've started to get used to that whole routine as well. Like, you know roughly this is when you get up, and you know that it's roughly about 20 minutes before it's really kind of safe to go out.
All right, so there's that Occupy thing tonight. There's gonna be tons of people there. Maybe we can
That's
find some people
true.
if you're at.
We need to find those people that know a lot of other people. Then we could just build our network from there. That seems like a good place to start.
And second, you said we need money, right?
I'm securing that currently. Money is something I can work on the back end, while you are more working on the currency of boons.
Okay.
Oh,
So, looks like we
Martell
can,
Games is rating.
Hey, thanks
for the
you.
raid,
The party of
Thanks,
11.
guys.
Martlet.
Martlet.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks
Oh,
for the
Martlet.
follow.
I thought I said Martlet. Martlet. I missed the
Big
letter in there.
Diabetes.
Nice.
Marla
Appreciate
Games
it.
and
Martlet
Darth
Games
Generico.
and Darth Generico.
Darth
Thank
Generico.
you, everybody.
Families.
Family.
All right. Welcome.
Hashtag family.
Thank you very much.
you.
That's
Hyrule
fantastic. I've never seen that
That's
used,
actually
but
fantastic.
we need to use that more. That's fantastic.
That's
So
true.
Thank you,
I
viewers.
love the name Hyrule Gardener, by the way. That is friggin' that's all I did in those games.
It's just
There we
sword
go.
the
I got our
entire
gang
time.
sign now.
Oh, yeah, look at that. We're
Yep.
getting all kinds of followers coming in. So.
Dimples and
Dimples and
dice.
dice.
and
Rose
dice.
Bulbasaur.
Rose
Thank you,
Bulbasaurus.
everybody.
Hey, you want to hear a fun
Thank you, thank
fact? We gave away a necklace when we did a podcast from the lady who did the voice of Bulbasaur. Legit.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
actually
right.
I got that from Tara Jade Sands, and we gave it away here on our stream. So
That's true. That's
I had phone conversations with Bulbasaur. It was fantastic.
literally
So-
with Bulbasaur.
Literally Bulbasaur. It was badass. My son was never so proud of me ever.
Oh, hey,
Thank
thanks
you.
for the sub. Awesome, thank you.
Good friend of the
Thank
the
you.
show. Matt Jowett is the owner of that necklace now. He won the.
That's
raffle
right,
at the
that's
time,
right.
So
Yeah,
Matt
cool.
Jowett has it.
Forgot about that.
And
Good stuff.
Looped LA Jewelry. You can find Bulbasaur's work.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So you guys are finding us in the middle of our iKindred
They-
game here.
yes,
Yep.
they just woke up. They've. Oh man.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we got some gift.
Thank you.
We got some gift subs coming in there from Martlet Games.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you
that
for
is
the
awesome.
gift subs.
Thank you.
Take your love. We shall.
Take my love.
We will
and
take
So-
it. We will like it.
That's
the-
right.
The kindred of the kindred here of the city of New Haven. They were a. This is a little different Vampire the Masquerade game than maybe what you're used to. We're using an older edition if you're a new version of V5 players, but we are using an older edition. But it is kind of current timeline. They are in a city that the prince of the city has created essentially phone apps that are used by the vampires.
This is your daddy's
throughout-
vampire.
This is your daddy's vampire. And what's happened is through the use of cellular devices, the Masquerade has become a super big issue because, well, digital cameras are not necessarily the same as the way the old cameras were,
Hashtag
where
my
you get kind of
vampire.
blurry in them or they couldn't always see you. Well, now it's everybody's a journalist, and so the Kindred they all create these apps and they use those things to track their boons and they use it to find food and they use it to find all these other things. And so this group started out in a tiny little town outside the city because every city has a circle of smaller towns about 15 miles away, right? Where they found themselves woken up in some bathtubs with bodies hanging above them and a really fat Nosferatu named Grub who had supplied them
super
with
nice.
food. They burned him alive in his haven because this is Vampire
No.
Masquerade. That's
No,
Okay,
that's
he
that's-
just caught on
that's
fire.
over-
I don't know how that happened.
yeah, a toaster accident. We
Just caught on fire.
Um,
Toaster accident.
then they
Why
proceeded
did he have a
to
toaster?
then they proceeded to burn down a bar and our vehicle outside the bar and things
Just
happened.
burned. I don't know how that goes.
So after about a month of finally settling into their new kindred existences, they have made their way into the city where they have finally met with a harpy and have gotten acknowledged as members of the city, where they are slowly but surely establishing themselves. So they got on their Haunts app, which is an Airbnb for kindred who need a quick place to crash, and they found themselves a shitty-ass basement apartment D, where they
it's
have
quite shitty.
set up for the night near a train station, and our Bruja, Nathan Sanchez, had been given a flyer to an Occupy rally that was going to take place on this night, and they are the Nosferatu, their Omar. He was working on a Hemoglobal app,
Hemoglobal.
which will help you order your herd right to your door,
That's true.
so that you don't have to go out and. Oh my God! Is he? Oh, never mind.
don't-
That is not what I thought that said, Jeff. I thought you said the McDiabetes, and I was like, dude, that's horrible. Why are you? Like, what the heck is? I just read that wrong in the chat, and I was like, oh, that's horrible.
Oh
That's
no. That's a new item on the dollar menu.
Omar, note that down because that could be one of the provenances you go for. Is
That's true.
some diabetic blood
That's true,
because it's
actually.
too sweet.
Oh, that's
You
awesome.
have type
That's right.
1 diabetes.
Is that
and
okay?
I'm a cyborg.
That is why. Okay, so it's
Awesome.
when I saw that, I was,
Transhumanism, baby.
I'm a medical technologist, so I see those words all the time, right? I work at the hospital,
Yep.
so when I look down, that's like my brain filled in the missing letters, and that's what it was. And I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" So, So anyway, yeah. So that's just kind of catching up our new viewers kind of as to what's going on. And
If we're supplying a herd with the use of the app, we would need to secure a herd first. So
Well, I've got to start on that. So, Dustin, I'm gonna say that I've got like. So we're the way I'm gonna play this is that I've got like, let's say 10 or 15 people, or something like that. But because they're so loosely tied to me, like that's why I can only like gather so much from them. So I think what I want to do is I want to say that like I have these people, and as I gain dots and herd, I'm just able to access more of it. Is that okay? Does that work?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. That way I don't have to be like, oh, I'm adding like 1,000 people. It's like
The way that
we don't need to have them all yet, but
the way you can do backgrounds, and this is why we're not tying backgrounds to experience, and I learned this from my years of STing LARP, is that in my opinion, backgrounds are better not XP based. And what you do with something like herd is you never just get a herd. You can develop multiple rows of herd. So like you can distinguish each herd differently in the same way you would distinguish each ghoul as a different person. So like you can have like 3 dots of herd of like, 3 dots in herd of like nursing home residents, and then like another 2 dots in herd of like gym rats. Like so.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Most of us here have
Omar,
LARP,
take a note.
A lot of LARP experience, yeah.
You totally need to consider like golden oldies as one of the strains of blood that you offer.
This is like it's like
Golden
wine.
Girls.
This is age.
Yep.
This is vintage blood.
That's funny.
This is vintage.
Rose Bulbasaur was asking us about the LARP. Yeah, Dustin and I ran a LARP in Champaign.
Levi was a player
was-
in it at one point. Did you ever run it,
Back
Levi,
in the
or
day.
were you just a player in it? Did you ST?
I split off when a character died, came back as a wraith. I joined the wraith game, and then was in that for a while.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so we were one rolled by night in Champaign Urbana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
met
great game for its
Baltimore
run.
area. Nice,
So,
good stuff. Long time ago.
We're
elders now.
Baltimore.
We're
Nice.
elders now.
We're elders now.
All right.
Jesus.
That's right. We are. We're elders.
so you guys have you've woken up. You've stretched off the weariness of being young kindred who wake up at the crack of dawn or dusk in this case. You have registered over your app your trivial boon for the night to DK Moore for haunts. You see the transaction goes through, and you see that it gets it approved by Harpy Tasha.
Okay. Well, that's efficient.
All right.
And then you get a little thing. It was just like, how was your Haven experience? Rate 1 to 5 stars. Were you satisfied with your product?
The best part about this is that literally every property you look at all has 1 star. Because everybody's like, these are all
So
trash.
are they
I
rated in
like to
stars
stay
or
there.
blood?
Yeah, right.
This one's
fangs.
like the
Fangs.
tiny little ghost emojis. You have to like pick how many ghost emojis it's
Ghost emojis, because it's haunts.
because it's haunts.
It's
So it's the
Oh
little
my
ghost
God.
emojis on there for.
Ridiculous.
A little bit of everything.
All right. Well, I feel like we should maybe check out this Occupy rally thing that's going on, because I feel like if we can gather some of them, then that's going to be a good outlet or a good avenue to work with the app. We should definitely sign a few of them up.
Yeah, let's get to it before Taper shows up.
You know,
When he says
maybe-
that, I start the fucking van, and I'm in the van.
You guys file into the van and you take off to the cafe. You
Whole
see
time
that
we're driving the cafe, I'm like, that'd be 4 times in 48 hours. That'd be 4 times. That would be 4 times in 48 hours. That would mean that he's got at least a survey like this. I'm like clocking math to try and figure out his land speed based on the amount of times I've seen him. That's got to be at least 80 miles an hour.
Celerity's a son of a bitch. So you're you guys make your way to the cafe. You get there right as it's closing up, you see the owner is standing outside with the lady who'd been handing out the flyers, and you see he transfers her a set of keys, and he kind of walks away from the place, and you see that there's a small group of people there, and they make their way into the cafe, and they sit down.
Guess this is the place.
You go up there and you open up the door, and the little bell jingles to announce customers coming into the cafe, and there's round tables set up everywhere, and there's the little chairs are all around the tables, and she's standing up there near the cash register, and there's some people all sitting down, and you see most of them have their iPhones and their Samsung phones out, and they're flipping around through their devices, and there's a few sitting around kind of talking, and it doesn't take you long, Nathan, to realize that this is the picture perfect problem with modern movements.
Mm-hmm.
They pass around. She's the one lady who seems super involved, Meg. She's walking around, and she's got handouts, and she's putting handouts, and she's offering everybody coffee, courtesy of Floyd, who just closed up. Said we could have the last couple pots, and if you want anything, just and there's a tip jar, and
All right. So who's putting this thing on?
it seems like Meg is. She hasn't said anything directly to you. She just, okay, thank you everybody for coming. We really have to, and it's you realize the whole thing seems like such a real sham. Like, they're half of them are in designer jeans, and you realize very quickly that this is the face of young modern activism. A bunch of people who show up to say they're a part of something, and none of them have done any time on the front lines of anything that's an actual movement.
Taking their selfies, putting it on Facebook.
You got it. It doesn't take you long to realize, like, this is not exactly the venue that you're looking for, but you're also not exactly surprised that this is what's going on.
Nathan.
Yeah, what's up, second?
Shove me into the bus. Call me out in front of them as some sort of spy or bougie, something like that. Make a scene, and we can recruit these weaklings into whatever you want to make your own private army for.
That's a great idea.
But they're all afraid of confrontations, so you can be an alpha in very short order and give them the excitement that they actually want.
All right, let me see how this plays out for a second. We'll keep that ready.
So Meg stands up there at the front after handing it out, and she reminds everybody that there's drinks if they need it, and then she starts going, and she's got like a little bullet point itinerary list of like places that everybody could go, and that they should bring signs, and that she's working with city administrators to get permits for them to be there, and a wealthy benefactor has given them some money in order to get the meeting fees waived, and that there's definitely some movement starting to really happen, and they're really going to stick it to the man because this is all bullshit.
Thanks for the follow, priest.
Thanks,
for
priest.
follow,
Follow.
414.
All right, so I'm going to kick on awe.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So, okay, what's the problem that you guys are up against, and what are you going to do about it specifically? Because, like, all I'm hearing is a bunch of just random shit.
Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere. These are grassroots movements.
Yeah, the key is start. What are you doing? What's the first step?
Well, I mean, this is the first step, right? We're gathering up like-minded individuals.
Okay. You guys all pay attention, or you just looking at your phones?
Well, I mean, everyone's kind of obviously not looking at their phones because you put all up. So, they're all like standing there, like looking over your direction. Like this one girl's kind of chomping her gum and kind of blows a bubble. And she's like, "Sir, do you have like a point to all this?"
Yeah, get them. So, I'm going to guess most of you guys are working some pretty shit jobs now. Probably dealing with some serious debt. Probably getting those 1,000 calls for student debt relief. All kind of nonsense. And you show up here and you just say, hell, I'm doing something. Makes me feel good about it. But in reality, you just go back home. You deal with the same shit day in and day out. Too scared to do anything about it. Actually do something about it.
I mean, what do you suggest we do?
Make some noise.
Burn it to
Just
the
gonna
ground.
deal with permits and sitting inside of a cafe that's neatly set up for you. Free coffee from the thing. Nobody gives a shit about what you're doing in here.
This other kid with the two-tone hair, he kind of leans over to the girl, popped her gum, and he pulls up his phone. He goes, "Look, hey, we can get a bullhorn on Amazon. Like we can have it delivered before the rally. That'll make some noise."
Okay, so now you got a bullhorn. What are you gonna say?
Well, we usually let Meg do the talking.
Meg, what are you gonna say?
While he's doing this, Ogle, I wanna obfuscate 2, so I just kind of fade away, but I'm not paid attention to.
Okay.
And I want to wander through the crowd, dosing everybody with dementation passion.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. What is the roll
I'll
for
get it going.
passion?
I can only do one target at a time.
That's
and
okay.
You're
gonna have some time. I mean, there's
Yeah,
only
and I'm
like
gonna-
15 people here. So.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my time with it, and I really only want to, like, if I get more than 3 successes on any one person, I'll pull the punch.
Okay. So go ahead and let's see the roll for passion, which I have here as charisma plus empathy, difficulty, the victim's humanity score. Most of these people are up around 7 to 8. These are clearly people who they're not fighters. Half of them you would probably guess are vegan. There's
A 1, a 1, and a 2.
oh, that's not going so hot.
That's a
No,
classic Levi roll.
That's a me roll. So what happens with that?
So
Did I just blow a circuit?
you try to bring this passion out of them, and in the midst of doing so, all they do, it's almost like it worked, but it didn't work the way you thought it would.
Okay.
It's almost like you were able to break Nathan's awe, and they all turn back away and go back to flipping through their phones. Which in your head for a second you're like, for a moment you think like, maybe that's really where their passions lie, is all whatever's going on in their phones. Like you brought forth their passion for whatever their regular life is, which exists completely in the handheld device in their hand. Like you know, it's maybe it worked. And all of a sudden, without knowing why, everyone just turns away from you, Nathan, and goes back to their phones.
Don't you turn your back on me? Walk over. I'm gonna push one of them, get in their face. What's the biggest problem you got right now?
Whoa, hey, you
What's the
can't.
biggest problem you got right now?
That you're in my face, asshole.
What are you gonna do about it?
Have Meg remove you?
Meg, you gonna do something?
You know, the moment we start turning on each other, that's how the man really wins. It's getting people like you to come in here and cannibalize the rest of us because we didn't break enough windows for your liking. Like the super rich elite care about their fucking brick and mortar windows.
Okay, so that's what you think. So
What
what
do
do
you
they
do?
care about?
You want to level a city block? It's all insured. The insurance companies fucking run everything. If it isn't the banks, it's the insurance. They own those too. What's
Good,
wrong?
good.
You want to go buy a few more Louisville Slugger baseball bats to beat a few heads in with? You think that's going to get you somewhere? Oh, guess what? They own the companies that make those too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what
now
you're
you know
really
who to
doing
target.
is you're just picking which millionaire you want to side with.
So then let's figure out which one we need to remove. Who's interfering with your life the most? And it's not me. I'm just happen to be standing in front of you right now.
You're between me and a coffee mocha.
This fucking guy.
I'll step up behind Nathan and say, that coffee that sat there and probably isn't free trade, and we're supporting another millionaire, a drop at a time.
So Meg kind of steps over there. She goes, see, now you're all finally hitting on the points of what our problem is. We're completely surrounded by consumerism. All of it. Everything. Everything is broken down into sub-businesses of sub-businesses. You don't even know who it is. The web just weaves way too high. That's why...
I'm going to gently bump into Nathan so he knows I'm next to him.
Okay. This is why these things just... That's why the movement has lost all of its traction. All of its traction. We don't even know what we're fighting.
Exactly. So do some inventory. Figure it out. Meg, what's your issue? What do you got? Who's the biggest problem in your life?
Well,
What's stopping you from doing what you want to do?
I mean, I've already, paid off my college debts, and I have my mortgage and my car payments, and it's... I'm not so much I'm more of a community organizer. So, I've tried to round up these younger people who are still the ones feeling the burn of the economic crisis and the unfair trade practices of, these businesses.
Ethan, I have a jar in my pocket right now. I'm ready to go when you are.
Sure.
So, Meg, what you're saying is that you sit there and you've indulged in the bourgeoisie, and you have sat there and haven't reparated back to your brothers and sisters here who may be experiencing transience, loss of direction, a sense of impending doom from the looming student debt that is crushing them slowly.
Yes. Yeah. Who are you?
Someone who saw one of the flyers and, thought, maybe I should come in and take a look. But, sometimes you just need to be able to smell a little bit of horse shit here and there.
Right. Well, okay. So the rally is at 10 a.m. on Thursday. I suppose I will see you all there.
Definitely.
Sure, what's the rally for?
Well, I mean, we're gonna protest outside the bank. I mean,
You're going to protest at the bank. What issue?
do you see the bullet point there? The first one is we're gonna spread awareness. It's
To who?
well, this is 10 a.m. is a high traffic area. There'll be people will see us.
So you want to be on the news? You want the high-ups in the bank to deal with it? You want politicians? You just want random people?
Well, I think awareness will help us. For
What does
bullet
awareness
points
mean, man?
2 and 3, when they'll realize that we're here, and then maybe
They know you're here.
The next time we'll have more people.
They
and
keep the
then,
receipts in their pockets, man.
Well, we know that the people up there know that we're here. I mean, the random people who've forgotten that.
So you're going to go walk past you guys, you're going to be chanting at them while they go into the bank, do their business, and they walk out and leave? And that's going to change something?
I mean, it's a start.
This isn't the bank that holds your mortgage, is it?
Well, no.
Are you sure? How many times has your mortgage been sold?
I mean, once, I think.
I love that, doing business with people you didn't even do business with in the first place.
Well, I mean, we all are in this situation. We can't just throw it all up in the air all at one time. These things slowly got to this point. We have to slowly undo them.
Hold on, Meg. Point of personal privilege here. I turn to the crowd. How many of you have mortgages?
They all kind of look at each other. They're like, "Dude, I totally rent." Yeah, me too.
Exactly.
All
You
right.
can buy a
How
place if
many
you
of
wanted to, right?
Yeah.
I rent, and I know Nathan does too.
It's true. You had a place available, it'd be one thing, but prices are fucking high. People are making money off the backs of us. People are actually just renting the houses we could be buying. Paying them extra money just to sit. That doesn't set us up for any future.
So let me get this straight then. So your plan for defeating the large-scale capitalist is to become a capitalist.
No, I'm saying just don't pay your fucking rent.
And then
Kick
Try to
everybody
make the whole
out.
city. One-on-one, yeah, they could take you out.
okay, and how are you going to do that?
Segment the city. I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Just
I'm
don't pay
gonna
your fucking rent.
slide back from the group, take out a burner phone, and call the police that there is a disruptive, organized protest that is causing a lot of noise, and I think it may turn violent.
Okay.
And then I destroy the phone.
Okay. So you call.
We're burning something tonight.
This goes on for another 5 minutes probably.
Sure,
And
yeah.
you hear outside whoop, 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 whoop. The familiar red and blue flashing of lights. And a couple officers make their way up there towards the windows, and they got their flashlights out, and they're kind of waving them around. And oh, great, the police are here. Hold on. Meg walks over there to the door, and she starts a conversation with the officers outside. Closes the door behind her. Everyone else is kind of looking around at each other, like one's like, "I can't go back to jail."
You're not going to jail. They got a permit for the place, remember?
Bet you Meg's never been to jail.
Right.
Nathan, I know you spent some time. Just saying, you know what it's like, right?
Yep, Briar's night gents.
You're one of us.
Later, Lich.
Oh, man.
So now that you've got the police here and that Meg is distracted and everyone else is looking like a bunch of underage college kids who just got busted at the party, the four of you are standing there. Are you going to go confront the police? Do you want to slip out the back? Is this a distraction for you? Like, what's your goal for getting the police here now? Like,
Yeah,
Meg seems to be in a
don't know
little bit
shit.
of an argument with the officers about whether or not this is violent.
I don't know. You guys don't look like you want to do anything real.
What should we do if it's not just, paying our rent and stuff?
Well, the only people pulling the strings, you got money interests, and you got politicians. Now, I don't think they give a shit what you're doing here in a basement, chilling in darkness, hanging around here, getting like one noise complaint from outside. You got to go see them where they're at. You got to get in their faces. You got to talk to them. You got to put pressure on them.
Pressure on them. Got it.
So maybe more than just standing outside with signs is what you're saying.
Yeah. If all of a sudden everyone stops paying their rent, they got a real big problem. You got a news story. You got something people got to deal with. You're going to have renters and you're going to have landlords trying to go and get this thing sorted out. It gets you somewhere. It gets you something. You get a seat at the table at that point. they have to negotiate.
Think about this. Individually, he's right. They'll pick you all off. But if you sit there and you organize and say, we are not going to pay our rent, because they don't sit there and mass prosecute evictions. They do you all one at a time. So you're not only costing them direct revenue, you're also costing them court cost revenue.
They're all kind of looking at each other and like shaking their heads, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Stan, did you write that down? He's like typing away on his phone. Yeah, we'll totally give that to Meg when she's still out there with the officers. You see this?
She's not coming back in here anytime soon. If she did, she's going to be talking about walking around and singing Kumbaya and doing all that bullshit. Tell you what, here's my number. You call me, we'll make this happen. Somebody gives you shit, come talk to me. I'll take care of it.
All right. And they take your number and put you in as a contact. What do we call you anyway? What's your name?
Just call me Nate.
Nate. All right, a bunch of them are
I
plugging.
start whispering in the group.
Nate's great.
I heard Nate's really great.
Nate's great.
All right,
I
You
usually
guys-
have got some manipulation.
you guys make your way out the front of the cafe.
Nate's so great.
Jeff, you can mark .1 allies.
Yeah,
Nate is so great. Nate's great. Great. He's great.
You walk out and you see parked across the street and down just a little ways. Just the most jet black 60-something like Dodge Charger.
Okay.
You see window rolls down and an elbow sticks out the driver's window. And you can tell almost immediately that it's Tyrone.
all right. I'll go walk over there.
You walk up there. He's sitting there, kind of kicked back in his ride, and he looks out the window up there at you as you stand there. He says, "Child, that was some of the saddest shit I have ever seen."
Yeah, a bunch of pussies in there.
What'd you learn today?
Gotta take the heads off of these stupid things if you're gonna get them going anywhere.
Well, seems like you got about as much to learn as they do. Well, you better go get some rest. You gotta get to the bank on time.
Why am I going to the bank?
Oh, ain't you gonna go take them down?
We got a plan. Got something else we're doing.
Something else you're doing.
Yeah, going down there, just throwing signs and stuff. That doesn't do shit.
Do you know why those sheep can't tell you who owns their mortgage?
Yeah, none of them have a mortgage.
Do you know why none of those sheep down there can tell you where their rent money goes?
Some of those people don't care.
Do you think
That's
it's
part of the
'cause-
reason.
Do you think it's 'cause they're dumb?
I think some of them comfortable just dealing with shit, taking what they're given.
They're cattle. You ever been to a farm, Nathan?
No. Unless you count that place you had us hold up in.
Perhaps. You see, everything inside these cities, they're ran by us. There's always a layer between the cow and the rancher. The cow's never allowed to know that it's a cow. The rancher's job is to make those cows believe that they're loved, that they're important, that they matter. They can't tell you where their rent money goes because the buildings they lived in are not owned by people they're allowed to know. Sure, there's some mortal pawn collecting checks. But if you push them up the ladder, all they're going to find, Nathan, is us. Everything you've been told your whole mortal life is a lie. That's why your movements are resorted to circles of young kids drinking coffee. That's all we ever allow them to be.
So you brought me into this thing knowing who I am, what I give a shit about. And you want me to pack it in and just be part of this thing? Just keep it all copacetic amongst everyone?
Oh no. No. There's going to be time. There's going to be a time where you're going to get to use that passion of yours. But this isn't it. If you want to, you can take your playthings. You can lob them at their just as equally owned landlords. They're absentee landlords who won't fix their plumbing. Beating on the door the first every month. You could do that. You could send them to the local university where they squandered away a few $1,000s on classes they don't need for jobs that don't exist. But all you're going to find if you push them high enough up the chain is that we own that too.
When you say we, are you talking about you? People I should be worried about?
No,
Or these people are just in the way?
our kind.
I get that, our kind, but I mean, is it somebody I care about?
Not yet, but you will.
Hmm. So all these people stop paying. Who's gonna be pissed? Who's coming for me?
Well, it depends. I didn't exactly take inventory of who all those people were. It's really not my problem. For all you know, they don't even all live in the same building.
Of course they don't.
So one missed tenant's worth of rent payment out of 15 different buildings across this whole city. Be surprised anybody comes looking for you over that.
I'm gonna sneak up behind Nate. I still have a jar.
One after another.
And I slide back.
The Krispy Kreme. All right. Well, the way I'm seeing it, we're just sitting around spinning wheels doing nothing. So if people want to start stepping up and doing things, they want to start pushing and shoving, let's get to it.
Then let's get to it indeed. You got things that you need to take care of. As do I. So I want to catch you on the flip side, child. He puts the car in gear and peels off a bit as he takes off down the road. Windows slowly rolling up as he drives off.
Back to the other guys. Man, we signed up for some bullshit around here.
Which time?
People
I
don't know
believe
shit.
the phrase is voluntold for some bullshit.
Yeah.
I think you'd be
Alright.
much better than that Meg girl. It looks like she kind of not very good at this.
Yeah, she's nobody.
It was progress. It was a step that we made. That's more than's happened so far.
And as Tyrone drives off, you find yourself standing outside of the cafe. A couple squad cars with some blinking lights. Officers arguing with Meg. You realize this whole thing is a semi-bust. But the night is young, and we will continue next session to see what you guys decide to do next. We are a little past time, but this is we got a slightly late start. We are wrapping
that's my
up
fault.
at this point.
There was a lot of technical difficulties.
There was a
going
little
on.
technical difficulties. So
I was late.
we thank everyone for the bit donations tonight to Control Taper.
Thank you so much.
We're-
Thanks for all the new follows and subs.
Yeah, the raids,
Yeah.
the follows.
A lot of people came by.
A
Thank
lot
you.
of
Absolutely.
good times tonight. We are going to pass along some of that love. And I was checking our list of people we got up here right now, and there's a group we don't typically raid, so we're going to do this. Moonlight RPG is on, so maybe. Oh, did they just
cool.
go away? Nope, they're still on. Okay.
It would be our curse, you
It
know.
would be every
That's
time
what
I
we
pick
do.
someone I don't
Yeah.
normally see, I go to raid, and it's like they
They're
disappear suddenly. So thanks again, everybody, for stopping by for Chapter 5 of iKindred, Epistularum, Prima. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Come back this time next week for Dark Secret. Dark Secret character creation is at the same time next week. There's a whole bunch of other shows. Our next big show is Saturday, 10 p.m. as Everstorm Levi runs it as well. That's all you need to know right now at this point. And we will catch you all. Go say hi to our friends over at Moonlight RPG and tell them we sent you and have a good night.
Take care.
Adios.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we should be gone.